So 70s jazzy. Hi everybody. Episode 15 of the Sheeple Shepherd podcast. Hi, it's me. And welcome to the show. It's just me. Ashley's busy doing some backgrounds on other things, so I thought I would take this opportunity to pop in and say hi. It's the last week of the federal election in Canada. How fucking cool is that? It's done. It's going to be over as of less than a week from now. We're recording this on Tuesday, so that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the federal election, and not in a boring way, I promise. You just stick with me on this because it's bad. It's bad, and I'll tell you why it's bad. I remember when I was a kid and my mom used to, federal elections would roll around all the time. And I would ask my mom, I'd be like, Mom, who are you voting for? And her answer was, none of your goddamn business. That was her kid. Now, all of a sudden, party politics is something that you wear like a fucking name brand sweater. And I don't understand where the difference came in. And you may think, oh, Ryan, you're a hypocrite. That's really crazy. You always, you're always being political. You're always talking about politics and you're always doing things politics wise and blah, blah, blah. You're right. I am 100%. But you don't know who I'm voting for. You have no idea. And you might have your assumptions because of the things I post and the leanings that I may lean towards. But you don't know who I'm voting for. I've never said that I am voting for a Liberal candidate or an NDP candidate. You know that I used to be a part of the NDP party, but I resigned that position a few months ago. Did you know that? I don't even know if you've paid attention to know that I've actually resigned that position back in June and July. Did I resign because of differences in opinion? Who knows? Did I resign because I didn't believe in the party's ideals? You don't know. Because I didn't tell you. Because it's none of your fucking business. But the way I live my life may show you which party I am leaning towards politically. But again, that's between me and my candidate. My wife didn't even know until we actually filled our ballots out. We did mail in this time because we've never done it before and thought, hey, this will be cool. Let's try it out. Speaking of that, one more thing that has trickled up from the dumpster fire that is America's elections. Everybody, oh, well, I don't trust mail-in vote. Why don't you trust mail-in voting? Mail-in voting's been a thing in Canada for forever. And all of a sudden now you don't trust it because you saw it on Fox News? Is that why? Stop being so fucking... Stop soaking in what happens down there and equating it to what happens up here because... Yes, we are neighbors. We are both democracies, but we are so fucking different. Anyway, we're getting to the point where we're not so different anymore, and it's actually disheartening, and it's it hurts to watch this happen. And one thing that we haven't seen is this. It used to happen. I remember my friend Sam ran municipally here in Hamilton. And he had some signs defaced, and it was literally a huge deal that they were that happened. Now it just seems to be the way of how everything goes. Let me I'm gonna kill that music. I'm gonna show you something here. Where is he? So if you follow me on Twitter or you follow me on deanblundell.com and my stuff, I put an article out yesterday about. In Whitby, Ontario, a guy defacing signs in Whitby. Not defacing them. It was worse. Check this out. Watch. That's a garbage man that's being paid by tax dollars. And before everybody goes and says, oh, well, he was probably just throwing it out because it was near the garbage, it's not the case. The PC candidate in the riding on the same street, signs weren't touched. That was deliberate. There was a reason for that. And it's illegal, just so you know. Like, it's actually theft. It's considered theft. It falls under the criminal code. You could be charged, fined, face prison time. Like, it's bad. So that's bad enough. So that guy, I wrote a story about him really quick yesterday. I don't know if you caught it, but if you did, great. If not, I put it on Twitter and I tagged the town of Whitby. I wanted to know, like, you guys stand for your city employees are doing this. And less than 24 hours later, I got a tweet back from the city of Whitby saying, yeah, no, he's fired. And that wasn't the intent. The intent wasn't to get somebody fired from their job. It's his own fault that happened. The intent was to bring the awareness to how wrong that is. And I don't care who you're voting for. That could have been, I would have done the same article and wrote the same piece. And if you read the piece, you'll see how nonpartisan that piece was. You don't touch other people's property, period. Election or not, beliefs or not, stop wearing your party politics on your shirt. Nobody gives a shit. That's for you. And it's good. Like, you should have that. But that's for you. And you go and you express that at the booth and you put your vote. In St. Catharines, Walt Sendzik, the mayor, he's running into some problems too. And he put this out today.
My personal home was vandalized. It was spray painted all in front of the house using vulgar language. And both vehicles parked in the driveway were also significantly spray painted. A lot of damage, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because you would hope that this wouldn't happen to any individual, no matter who you are, in terms of people coming to your private property and doing that kind of damage. I've read some comments, people saying, I deserve this, or this is what you signed up to when you're being mayor. Not about me. There's other people who live in this house. There's people here who feel violated, who are concerned for their safety. And that's the hard part about all this, is that when politicians take on an elected role, they do so, eyes wide open, I get it, but it's the families that also take the impact of this. And so that's the discouraging part. When you see some of these comments, and there's not a lot of them, folks, just a couple people flippantly saying, the mayor deserves this or whatever, but my family doesn't deserve this. And so it's more about them. But I just want to say thank you to all the people who've reached out. Like, it's the positive vibes that are coming on social media, through emails and text messages and phone calls is amazing, and it really helps us get.
Yeah. The positive whatever. Walt is he doesn't have to say that. He shouldn't have to come out and thank people for their positive vibes. He's doing a job. He's a father. He's a husband, and people are coming to his home. It has nothing to do with him being the mayor. And you know why they're coming after him? Because he's pro-vaccine. He's pro-science. And the chuckle fucks, like the asshole with the garbage guy that lost his job today, who can't see 2 steps in front of himself to realize that the party that he supports, the reason why he's throwing a liberal candidate's sign in the garbage, is the one that wants to take away any sort of social assistance funding for people like him who will be out of a job. And as of 4:30 this afternoon, he is out of a job. You see what I'm like? Literally cutting off your nose to spite your face because party politics. When did Canada become so viciously on side with us versus them party politics? Like, it was literally this pandemic, and it really was. It's this anti-vax, anti-establishment, anti-lockdown, anti-fucking logic, anti-everything is what caused this. And what triggered my need to come and do this podcast today, because this wasn't planned. Like this, we have agendas, we have shows that we have ideas for, and we're trying to, do production for. This one, the only thing that, and it's funny, you're gonna say, oh yeah, well, it's just because that's the network you're with. You're with the Dean Blundell network, blah 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 blah. If you watch Dean's show every day, you'll notice that at the end of the show, it's always just a quick goodbye to whoever's hosting with him, and it goes right into the plugs. It goes right into the commercials, and who pays for our cool network. And if you're not there, you should be. DeanBlundell.com. Go subscribe. Subscribe to Dean Blundell or DeanTube on YouTube, I think it is. Today he actually took he took the other the exit was there, and he kept going down the freeway. And if this was not the most poignant and something that resonated with me so fucking hard, and this is why I knew, like when we took the Sheeple Shepherd podcast and we moved over to the Dean Blundell network, I knew there was a reason. And I've had a few conversations privately with Dean, just on life in general, just getting to know each other, kind of like, like a new sort of partnership. It's a very nice thing, let's feel each other out, make sure that I'm not fucking nuts, he's not fucking nuts. And it's one of those, if we weren't more alike, it's insane. Like, this is crazy. So check this out. This was the end of his pod, and I've asked if I could rebroadcast this on our podcast today, and Dean graciously agreed. This is what Dean had to say today at the end of the show, and I'm telling you, I watched this 4 times. Ashley's watched it twice. It's like, this nails it. It's nailed. Check it out.
I meant what I said about the serious people, by the way. I work a lot on this subject because I'm confused by these people. I'm not just confused by these people. I'm bothered. I'm bothered to the point where I feel like I have to be responsible, which is something, right? Like when I'm like, serious, gotta be serious for a bit. Adults can be serious people, but because you're technically an adult, it doesn't mean you're entitled to it. Like when you turned 18 and you were allowed to vote, you didn't just by osmosis become a fucking genius. That takes work. And anti-vaxxers do none. They do no work. In fact, yeah, it's a lie. They do work, but they do the work when they're looking to justify how dumb they are. It's like this dumb off between themselves and other people. I'm going to Google something here today that's going to show the world that all the doctors in the world are wrong. And Jimmy Two Tits here is going to be totally justified. And everybody's going to see that I'm right. No. You can't Google stuff all the doctors missed and be taken seriously. You're not a serious person. Kellyanne Wolf, Chris Sky, anti-vaxxers. That ditch pig that was telling that beautiful nurse, that's not real. What's going on in there isn't real. No, not a serious person. Don't deserve societal privilege at all. None. Take their health cards away. They're begging for a 2-tiered society. Give it to them. Fucking hand it to them. Here's your 2-tiered society. You begged for it because you don't want to be part of the solution, so you go live over there. That's what we do now. I can't be... That's the thing. I was watching that video. I can't be guaranteed that if I'm walking down the street towards a restaurant because I got a dinner reservation and one of these jagoffs is in front of me screaming in my ear about science being wrong and the hospital is killing me, I can't be guaranteed I wouldn't reach out and stroke the fucking idiot in the head. I can't. It's part of the reason why I don't well, that and I've got other things to do. It's part of the reason why I don't counter-protest. I don't trust me with those people because they're that fucked. They're that fucked. And listen, if you're one of them and you're on the fence, it is going to get very cold in the next 10 to 12 months for you. Very fucking cold. You are going to be shut out. You are going to be minimized, and you're going to blame everybody else. But you only really have yourself and your own willing stupidity to blame. That's it. You. That's all you got. You're in charge of your fucking happiness. Not a doctor, not a medical officer of health. You. That includes you, you stupid fucking idiot anti-vaxxers. You seem to think that if you're going to fight science and the rest of fucking Canada, 80% of us, you're going to fight us and win. You already lost. You lost when you decided what side you were on. That was your first loss. You've just been taking L's for the last fucking 20 months. And we're more than happy to give them to you. Because what you're going to do is minimize yourself. And then you've done it. All of you have done it. I've got news for you. The rest of us, 80% of this fucking country that's vaccinated and responsible and cares about the greater good, we're going to go on with our lives and you won't. And I'm going to fucking love it. I am going to enjoy watching you and your life continue to fucking swirl down the toilet of stupidity. I will. And all my friends will. And you're going to complain. And I'll tell you, do you want me to play this out? Let me play this out for you. It's really, really simple. This is exactly what's going to happen. I've been right about everything so far because I read, I comprehend, I listen, and then I have an opinion. And I've tried to share that opinion calmly for 2 years. You're not listening, so I don't give a fuck about you anymore. But here's what's going to happen to you. This is what's going to happen. You are going to, mark my words, continue to not get vaccinated. You're going to not be allowed to go eat at your favorite shithole restaurant, Smitty's. Maybe you've got a yearning for the silver dollar pancakes. Can't have them. Can't go in. And if you try with fake ID, you will get arrested. And you will get charged with fraud. There's that. Here's the other thing. You got a 1 in 8 chance of getting it. COVID. And if you get it unvaccinated, which 95% of the people in ICU are, you stand like a 1 in 12 chance of surviving. This is a great fucking idea. With freedom. Okay, your freedom. Can't go to Jays games. Can't go to the movies. Can't go anywhere. And you did this. The government didn't do it. Trudeau didn't do it. That fat fuck Ford didn't do it. His dumb fuck health minister, Christine Elliott, Alberta didn't. Government didn't do anything to you. Well, this time. You did this to you. So you get to reap the consequences. It was simple. Get vaccinated or don't get vaccinated. You didn't get vaccinated, so there are consequences to not get vaccinated because this is all about mitigating risk. It's not about two-tiered society. It's about, okay, you're vaccinated. We'll put you over here where you can have fun. You're unvaccinated. You got to go here where you can't have fun because it's too dangerous and you don't get it. So you don't get it. So you can't get it. And that's what I love to call natural consequences. Those are natural consequences for willing stupidity. And this guy, I don't have to yell about it anymore because it's here. Everything we said was coming is coming. It's here. Now live with it. I can. And by the way, the guy that keeps tweeting me about booster shots, I'll get as many as I have to. Do you know why? Because if you're vaccinated with COVID-19 vaccinations, it's now just like the common flu for us. For the unvaccinated, it's a death warrant. For guys like us, no big deal. Big deal, but nowhere near the deal it is for you, Wheezy. Yeah, I don't care anymore. That's how I protect my brain. I put the work in, and you can too, to being your person who decides what's best for you. You don't let the mob make your fucking rules for life. You let yourself decide. And when you can do that, you're fucking normal. Until then, go fuck yourself. Have a great.
Of course, he ends it like Dean would end it, but he's not wrong. And if you disagree with some of it, I understand. But if you disagree with all of what he just said, we're on different pages. Because I agree with every fucking word that man just said. There's nothing, we're done. And you want to call it being divisive and you know, splitting society. And what he said in the beginning was right. The two-tier society thing, yeah, we didn't cause that. We didn't cause two-tier society. The majority of this country has spoken. The majority of this, 79% of this country as of today, has 2 doses in their arm. That's a majority. We're done. I'm done. I'm finished. Like I made this declaration, I believe, in the last podcast that I'm finished trying to be, you know, like, and like I say, the only person that's saying, or the only people that are saying it's divisive is mainstream media. Mainstream media is literally telling everybody that this is, oh, the divide of the vaxxers and the anti-vaxxers. There's no divide. A divide means there's a 50-50 split. That's a divide. This is, we've got the pie, you've got a slice, and we're good. So, yeah, I'm down with shutting you out. I'm pretty much at that point. Now, we're almost 2 years into this fucking thing. We have the solution. Remember when we were screaming for vaccines and then we got one? And I guess that's just not good enough. Anyway, I'm done with it. Thanks to Dean Blundell for that clip, because it was exactly what everybody's thinking. And nobody wants to say it out loud. And now they're putting people in front of fucking hospitals. People are out front of karaoke hosts are now yelling at ICU nurses in front of a hospital. And people are taking that as that's a credible source that's refuting the fucking lady that's putting tubes down people's throats. And you think that makes sense, right? What the fuck? So if you think the information that you're collecting from Facebook groups and mom groups and natural healing societies is good, get it peer reviewed. Head down to Geneva and pick up your Nobel Prize. If you submit it, they'll fly you there for free. Put all your shit together. It's not hard to actually submit. As long as you have your peer-reviewed studies together, you have your entire thesis, you have everything, you're like from hypothesis to conclusion. Submit it to them. Show us all that we're wrong. Show 80% of this fucking country we're wrong. Collect your prize. Comes with money. Like, they give you some money and some notoriety. Well, you'll go down in history as a fucking hero. Until then, shut the fuck up. Go get a vaccine and let's put an end to this. I just can't. I don't understand. Like the cognitive dissonance, the disconnect, the cognitive bias, the digging your heels in harder when you're proven right, and you know you're wrong. You know you're wrong. Maybe not all of you, but some of you know you're wrong because you have no argument. Like you do get that glimmer of reality every once in a while. So when somebody actually puts something in front of you and you get it and you see it and you have nothing else to say, so you throw rocks at the prime minister. You go scream at rallies about freedoms and calling it Nazi Germany, like, and that one kills me. Like, you can't compare. You can't do that. You can't. And you are. You literally can't do. Do you know if you were in Germany doing what you're doing here? I'm just talking to those idiots They're not tuned in anymore. They would have tuned out by now because this doesn't fit their narrative. If you were in Germany doing that, you'd be arrested. Here they let it go. And you call that tyranny? Germany's a democracy and they'd arrest your ass. You can't have, like, you're putting gold stars on people? You're on the fucking internet telling people about the tyranny. Do you know in actual tyrannical countries, they don't have internet. You don't have Facebook mom groups to go and cry in about the suffrage that you can't go without a mask. Fuck off. Grow up. Privileged pieces of shit. Anyway, thanks for being here. That's enough, I think. That's 25. You know what? I didn't even think it was going to be this long. Thanks to Dean Blundell, deanblundell.com. Check me out over there. Check out the entire network. It's fantastic. Lots of podcasts. There's like 750,000 podcasts there now. I don't know. I think there's like 60 or 70. Really good podcast, really good content. Sports, everything. Like anything you want. Go over there. Check it out. We're there. I write articles there. You can see our podcast there, and you can get these podcasts. It's going to tell you right now when we leave. Anyway, guys, have a good week. Stay safe. Go get vaccinated. Just grow up. Go get vaccinated, please. For the love of fucking Christ. Grow up. You can find the Sheeple Shepherd podcast hosted at deanblundell.com. We're also on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Anchor Spotify. Thanks for tuning in.